In 1932, Babe Ruth did something people still argue about today. He pointed his bat towards center field. Then he hit a home run exactly there. For 90 years, the world kept debating. Some said it was a called shot. Others said it was just attitude. But one thing stayed undeniable. The moment never died. In August 2024, the jersey he wore that day was sold. The price hit $24,120,000. That shattered the all-time record for sports collectibles. And the drama was not quiet. Bidding lasted 6 hours, deep into the night. Collectors fought because history was on the line. This was not just fabric. By the end, you will see why this old jersey became priceless. The called shot defiance. On October 1st, 1932, Babe Ruth walked into Wrigley Field under pure hate. The Cubs crowd yelled non-stop, trying to break him. At 37, Ruth finally had enough. In the 5th inning, he pointed his bat forward. 35,000 people froze. The next pitch flew 440 feet to center field. The stadium went silent because history happened. Pitcher Charlie Root later said it was never called. He swore he would have hit Ruth if it were true. The argument never ended. Fans split, skeptics argued, and legend grew. That jersey became a holy object in baseball. Ruth kept it close, but time moved it far away. The Bambino's casual gift. Around 1940, Babe Ruth spent his days golfing in Florida. Baseball was over and life felt quiet. One day, he gave away an old road jersey. To Ruth, it was just a used work shirt. History saw something else. He gifted the 1932 World Series jersey to a golf friend. There was no sale, no contract, no paperwork. The family kept it, safe inside a private home. For 50 years, its true story stayed hidden. The legend kept growing elsewhere. Fans argued about the called shot. Year after year, the family knew it was a Ruth jersey, not the jersey. At that time, Ruth earned only $80,000 a year. Fate was waiting, and discovery was coming next. The six-figure blind sale. In the 1990s, a collector traveled to Florida chasing rumors. He met the golfer's daughter and saw an old jersey. He paid a six-figure price, around $200,000. The hunt felt successful, but incomplete. The jersey was labeled a 1930s Ruth Road jersey. That made it valuable, but not legend level. It was like buying a famous painting without knowing its true name. The secret stayed quiet. In 1999, it sold again for $284,000. The price stalled because proof was missing. Without photos, it was just old wool. Even museums showed it, unaware of its real power. Then science finally arrived and everything changed. The forensic breakthrough. In 2005, experts at Gray Flannel Auctions took a hard look. They used photo matching to trace the jersey's truth. Stitches, buttons, and fabric bends lined up perfectly. The answer finally appeared. Photos showed Babe Ruth in the Wrigley dugout wearing it. One image placed him beside Lou Gehrig. Science confirmed what history hinted. Value changed instantly. The price jumped from $284,000 to $940,000. The jersey vanished into a private vault for years. By the time it returned, the collector world had transformed. The Mona Lisa of sports. In August 2024, Heritage Auctions made a bold announcement. Director Chris Ivey called it the most important sports item ever sold. The estimate reached $30 million. History felt close. The starting bid opened at $7.5 million. That alone beat almost every Ruth sale before it. Within 1 week, bids crossed $14 million. The old record held by Mickey Mantle was already gone. The world waited. Collectors stayed hidden, and expectations grew louder. As midnight approached, the bidding turned violent. The 5:30 a.m. Midnight War. On August 25th, the auction clock should have stopped. Instead, the bidding stayed alive through the night. 6 hours passed, while millions moved in seconds. Sleep disappeared as pressure rose. At 5:30 a.m., the gavel finally fell. The final price locked at $24,120,000. That number crushed every jersey record before it. The gain marked an 8,500% jump since 1999. Money found a new shelter. Anonymous buyers treated history like gold. That weekend reached $61 million total. Another legend was already next in line. The Robinson effect. In the same auction, Jackie Robinson stepped into the spotlight. His 1951 jersey carried social weight, not just price. It sold for $5.52 million. History spoke in a different voice. If Ruth stood for myth, Robinson stood for courage. One symbolized power, the other progress. Yet the market paid 4 times more for legend. The numbers told a truth. Collectors crowned the golden era as king. This jersey became the second highest Robinson sale ever. Value rose, but risk followed next. The insurance nightmare owning a $24 million jersey creates constant fear. This is not a display item, it is a liability. Experts say yearly insurance costs reach $100,000 to $200,000. Protection becomes a job. Normal home insurance covers only $20,000. That forces a personal articles policy to exist. It is like paying luxury car costs just for upkeep. Risk keeps rising. Recent thefts scared the collector world. Public display now feels dangerous. The jersey needs climate control to survive. Even hidden, pressure stays. One truth remained. Ruth still ruled value. The Ruby Slipper contender. By January 2026, Babe Ruth still held the top sports price, but celebrity history placed him at number 2. In December 2024, the Wizard of Oz changed the board. Judy Garland's Ruby Slippers sold for $28 million. Hollywood stepped into the ring. It felt like movies beating sports in global pull. The slippers carried true crime, after theft, and FBI recovery. That story pushed the price higher. Culture expanded. The market became global pop history, not just fans. Ruth stood for the American dream. Garland stood for movie magic. Money climbed, but mystery stayed unsolved. The legend that never dies. Nearly 100 years later, Babe Ruth still controls attention. That jersey now acts as a bridge to a lost America. The called shot became a symbol of confidence and showmanship. Time only made it heavier. The global memorabilia market is heading toward $227 billion. Ruth feels like American King Arthur in sports history. The bat became the sword, and the jersey became armor. Myth protects value. Even modern cameras cannot prove where he pointed. That mystery is exactly why $24 million exists. Experts believe the price could reach $50 million soon. Truth does not lead the market. Fact matters less than legend now. The buyer holds history's most powerful receipt. The question left is who gets to see it next. Calling a legacy. This sale was never about wool or buttons. It was about the feeling of a time when anything felt possible. Babe Ruth began as a troubled orphan, not a king. That journey turned a man into a myth. The meaning runs deeper. The jersey became proof that belief can shape reality. Ruth called his shot in life, not just in baseball, and he hit it against all odds. That is the truth collectors buy. Real value lives in what an object represents. From a gift to a $24 million miracle, his legacy was called early, and history answered back. Whether hidden in a vault or shown in a museum, the jersey's story is now locked in history. It lives where money, memory, and wonder meet. This was not just a purchase, it was a moment captured. The past found a price. If you want more deep dives into items that shaped history, subscribe now. Stories like this prove objects can outlive people. Now it's your turn. If you had $24 million, would you buy the jersey? Or is it just overpriced laundry to you? Comment below, because the world is yours.